Hello, Bob Wilcher here, owner of Killer Bee Fitness, and I am going to demonstrate how to use the VersaClimber the right way so that you get the most out of every second you spend on this thing. So let's talk from the feet up. When I get on the machine, I always want to step on the lowest foot peg. This is the highest one, so I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to step on the lowest one, because if I step on the highest one, it's going to become the lowest anyways. So let's just go lowest one. So when I actually get on the machine, you've got these hand grips here as well. I'm going to grab the grips so that I stabilize myself, but let's now talk about what the body's doing. So my knees want to try to achieve a 90-degree bend in the lower leg if possible. If you're having some hamstring flexibility issues or other issues, then you can still accomplish less of a bend and still do the right technique. So ideally it's 90 degrees and you're going down so that your leg is still bent at the bottom, avoiding the straight leg. My hips are going to be pushing back and my weight is going to be leaning back, so that if I let go of the hand grips, I would actually be drifting off the machine and slightly moving backwards. I'd fall off the machine. So obviously don't let go of the grips. My back has got to be straight. My shoulders are back and down at all times. I want to avoid the rounded posture, which plagues us all way too much. Okay, so a note on the hand grip. There's 4 pegs. The way to release the hand grip is to push this guy in, and then you pull it out. When you push it back into another one, you want to push it through and then enter it in. So I am 6'4". Most people I'm going to recommend are going to be on the lowest peg. But if you're over 5'11", then you can experiment with the second one up. I'm not a big fan of the top 2 because it starts to use the arms a lot more and you put less pressure in the legs, which is really the efficiency of the machine. So let me get on and I'll show you the technique. Okay, so what do you notice? My body is very still. It's not going side to side. It's not bouncing up and down. It's the same angle as this steel tube here, so that I'm not angled in this way or leaning out that way. So that way I have the direct drive going along with the machine and it maximizes my efficiency. If you have the analogy of being in water and you're floating in water and your body is very still and your arms and legs are just kind of moving, but your body's not moving, it's kind of a good analogy to think about. Maybe even having a clipboard or a book on top of your head so that your head's not going side to side or bouncing up and down. You want to keep that clipboard very stable. Let me do it again and take a look and see if my head's as stable as I think it is. So hopefully it was. I've been doing it quite a while. Next step would be, if you cannot achieve the 90-degree step, then let's take a shorter step, but still keep the weight back, keep the hips back. That would also be a fine alternative. And the way you determine the speed on this machine is then going to be the quickness of how fast you're stepping. It's not the depth. So let's say I could take a shorter step, then my speed would be determined by how fast I move my legs. If I'm taking a 90-degree step, then the speed is determined by how fast I'm moving them up and down. The hand grip can be this way or it can be this way. Doesn't really matter. You're just going to alter slight pressure of where you're using your arms to focus on that. But the key on this machine is to really think about staying still in the upper body and let the legs do the work, let the arms assist the work, and really think about being still. Keep your head focused on the console where all the numbers are going on so that you make sure you hit your zones. But you're going to have an awesome time on this machine. Just focus on that stillness on the machine.